Namaste. My name is Kiyaan Asthana, and today I would like to talk about an animated blue tank fish who was named Dory. Dory was Marlin's companion in his quest to find his son, Nemo, who was abducted from his home and dispatched to Sydney. Now, while Dory was a forgetful fish who made friends with sharks, could speak whale language, and was positively charming, for me, though, her most impressive trait was that even when she forgot who she was, where she was supposed to be going, and was terrified, she would chant her mantra: just keep swimming, just keep swimming, never giving up, never losing hope. Allow me to take you back into my past. I was a bright eyed boy who was very sure I was great at everything. My mother validated this every day, so it was obviously an unquestionable fact, right? I was a very popular child in my school. My teachers adored me and my classmates loved me. I pretty much walked on air. Until one fine day, I reached a milestone. I was in first grade and in walked the teacher for Hindi language, and she wanted me to speak, read and write in Hindi. Rightly so, except that I was not good at it. You see, our preferred language at home was English, so Hindi was never my strong suit. As days turned to weeks and weeks to months, my progress graph was the sharpest downward trend you will ever see. You can imagine the result. School was no longer enjoyable. I was no longer the prince of the roost. I was zoning out in class and homework was piling up. And then finally, I hit rock bottom. The school introduced a third language, and that was, wait for it, Sanskrit. At that point, the toughest thing for me, a 6-year-old, was to not lose hope. Just keep swimming kept ringing in my ear, and I kept hoping that something would happen. Something would change, and I just needed that one break. I'm happy to report that I got it. My family moved to Goa, and I was in a new school, which allowed me to start with a clean slate. It has taken more than a year, a lot of help from my teachers, and of course, Dory singing in my ear. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Sure, I am no Munshi Premchand, but this has been the biggest achievement in my entire life of 8.5 years. Oh, and when I started to think about the Dory and the just keep swimming mantra, I started to wonder about the people who followed this mantra and if I could identify them. Here are just a few. 1. His father was a boat owner and his mother a housewife. He grew up in a less fortunate family and had to start working at an early age distributing newspapers after school to help his family financially. But he never gave up and went on to become the 11th President of India. Guess who? Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. 2. He grew up in a middle-class family and his father was a school teacher. He moved to Yemen at the age of 16 and worked as a gas station attendant. He went on to become the first Indian entrepreneur to feature his company on the Forbes 500 list. Do you know him? Dhirubhai Ambani. 3. He also came from a lower middle class family, and to support his family, he followed in his father's footsteps and took up the job of a train ticket examiner, or TT. But he never gave up and went on to become the captain of the Indian cricket team who brought home the Cricket World Cup in 2011. I'm sure you all know him. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 4. She came from a poor family living in a remote village in northeast India. She got married young as per her village customs and even gave birth. Nothing stopped her from becoming the 5-time winner of the World Amateur Boxing Championship and to becoming an inspiration for all women in sports. Mary Kom. 5. He lost his mother at the age of 5 and grew up with 4 siblings. His father was a police constable and too did many jobs to support his family. But he never gave up, and this helped him become a very successful movie star and cultural icon. Do you know who this is? Rajinikanth. These are just a few examples of the many brave and famous individuals who never gave up, never lost hope. I'm sure we can all find similar stories all around us, maybe even in our own homes. But it is important that we all find the Dory in our lives, whether real or fictional, because there will be a time when taking that next step forward becomes the most difficult thing of all. We all must find that one person who has succeeded against all odds. I'm sure they have all met their own version of Dory the blue tang fish too. But what I know to be 100% true today is, if you have set yourself a goal, Hindi mein isko bolte hai lakshya, and never give up on it, you will achieve your goal. You will succeed. So when life gets you down, you know what you gotta do. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Thank you.